Okay, what I'd like to show you before I continue with the 6, which is going to be the video I do today, is looking at this. This is the code I talk about. This is the base code of this creation. So this is going all the time, absolutely all the time. What happens and what brings you out of your mind of peace or your mind of Christ, what brings you out of that, what brings you into the world is a point of concern. Okay, so as just imagine this is flowing, this code, you're resting, you wake up, then a point of concern is handed to you. Okay, and I'll talk more about that in a minute, but it's a point of concern. So if you put out your right hand and you draw a 6 on it, okay, just draw a 6 on that. If you then present that open hand to somebody, what they see is the 9. You are trying to present them an idea or something that they then take and idolize or then believe. So what happens is that at that point of concern, you see that the normal pattern breaks off and then it starts going again into its own pattern, 911. Because you added in concern where there should not have been. Okay? So then it goes like this. What you did was you changed the pattern. Alright? Because you kept concerning yourself with it. The only way to then break this pattern, right, is to drop your concern for it. No longer believe the detail. And then forget about it. Right? I just want you to know that. That's the first point. All right. So with this video, you already talked about the 9. We just kind of we talked about that. Just forget about it. That idol, just break it. The 6 again is the containment. It's the envelope. Again, when I told you to write that 6 on your hand and then present it to somebody, in all those videos I showed you before about how this creation is presented in electrically. In those electrical presentations I showed you, it presents in the form of an envelope at one point. And that envelope is the idea of an envelopment of an idea or a concern. That is the 6. Think of when I go to this, the idea, when I back it off, the cube, okay? When I go all the way back, I'll go forward. And then that's the idea of the building. That is that envelope that's handed to you. All right, that envelope. It is actually a cubed space, right? That once you give it life, you start to build it. That cube then is represented like this. It's represented as a fully formed light, meaning that it's something that you can go ahead and take into your temple. All right. And idolize and give idle and waste of time, because idle means waste of time, so no movement. So this is for people who stay at all these different levels of the hoax for years and years on end. That is all continual idol worship, because they continually crave the 8 or the detail, and that is thus why the devil is in the details. So now again, think of this for me, the cube. You have that cube now in your hand. You're holding it. It's like a dice. Now look at it. Do you see it? It has 6 sides. But now count the corners. It has 8 corners. So between the 6 and the 8, you have the 7. Now look at the shape of the 7. Now if I go ahead and mirror that and draw a line through it, because that is the connection to the system, I want to show you that you become what even the system shows as an amplifier. You amplify the lies and the details of this system, because your idol worship is then shared with others of like mind. And of course, you then infect those that didn't hear, or when you say, oh, did you hear? Oh, hey guys, let me send you a text about the latest, the breaking news, and then you infect them with this. Yeah, the channel War is Raw did no, War Backwards is Raw, sorry. It did a series of videos on the virus hoax, which is awesome because, yeah, viruses are a hoax completely, totally, period. So this is the idea of this virus, this concern now, the worldly concern, or the worldly idol currently at this very basic level of this very basic individual story is called that. It's that 9/11 story we talked about the other day. All right. So anyways, so then once this light is contained, remember I told you that the idea, so you have a containment, all right? So then the 7 is the idea of the light. It's the Zion, all right? So it's the idea of the lightning bolt. Because if I add 2 of these together and just do a mirrored opposite, it's going to look like a lightning bolt, zing, zing, zig, zag, all right? And that's the idea of the lightning bolt on the Harry Potter forehead. That type character. It's the idea of getting a struck to the head. It's the idea of getting an idea or having a light bulb above your head. It's that light, okay? Now that light or idea is now has to spin, because you're in a cycle. You live by the moment. So each moment, then the more you are addicted to this idol, the more you want to worship the idol, the more details you crave. Therefore, the more cubes or bricks you consume to build your temple, right? Because you need to keep building it with details. You need to keep. It's more just a matter of you're adding ornaments. You're adding ornaments to your tree. All right. You're making it really pretty. So when people come by, you can dazzle them. You can dazzle them with all your brilliance. All your various light, all your babble, right? So anyways, so just remember that once you understand something's a waste of time, the best thing to do is to tell others that, hey, this is truly a waste of your time if you continue to consume this, that, or the other thing. And I'm talking about almost everything in the world, all right? So I've talked about all that stuff, all right? So anyway, so going through this, as you add those numbers up, it also equals the 21, which is again the 3, right? Remember I told you about that? The 3 is the first. So you got the 3, right? The 6, the 9. Those are the 3 rings. At the 9, that is the top of the ark. Think of Jacob's ladder. So then that little idea, or that little light, or that little angel travels so high, and then it hovers, all right? Once then you are shown a detail that then breaks this spell, this comes crashing down, all right? And then you are left disappointed, you're left brokenhearted, all because you allowed your ego to get in the way of your better judgment, which is your mind of Christ. All right. So anyways, so that idea of the 21, or the blackjack, remember the 777, but also the blackjack, the idea of getting struck to the head, the idea of the blackjack, or putting having you see stars or lights, right? So then you see these false stories, you get knocked out, all right? You love them. That one knocked me out. I just need more of that, right? So then you go in and then you can stay there for sometimes a few minutes, or even for years and years, or for a lifetime, right? So anyways, that's how that works, right? That's the simple 3-6-9 system. It's quite simple. There's nothing complicated. It's just that you have to understand that this original program is always running. And when you then go back, and if you remember what I told you back here, if you interrupt your piece, you're creating that 9/11 loop. So you've changed the process, right? So don't do that. Don't do that. And another thing, please don't do. Do not false witness death. Do not do it. I mean, don't be the one who walks into the room and kills it. Don't be the one who walks into the room and says, "Oh, by the way, did you hear?" Everybody's having a great time and you decided to walk in and kill it. Don't be that person. Don't be a spiritual murderer. Okay? Keep it easy. Keep it free in Christ. All right? Be the light that guides people out of this fallen existence. All right? Because they're in the emergency, baby. They're in the 911 system. That includes all the rest of the 7 code. It includes the 3 code and the 33 and the 22 and the 77 and the 777. It includes all that. I told you that. So now I'm showing you this is the base code. So you don't need to look any further. It's right in front of you. So now you can start to help other people out. You can stop looking around and searching around. Put your faith in Christ for once, for real, this time, and you will be delivered. Truthfully, I am telling you this. And then you will be able to help others out. Truthfully. You will not false witness death, because I still catch people doing it. And let me tell you, unfortunately, when I catch you doing it, it's on you. It's on your soul, as I put it there. So don't let that happen. All right? So cheers. Have a great night. All right? Be blessed.